There's two types of love. Love on a higher mental plane and love on a physical plane. The one on the physical plane is more of a senses thing. It's dependent on the senses and is used as a tool in human relations in order for you to make that parallel or that correspondence and then ascend to the higher mental plane and experience that type of love. For example, the first initial feeling that you have for your wife or your husband in your first 5 years of a marriage is different when you're 30 years deep in your marriage. That senseless love evolves into something more eternal. Now, on the higher mental plane, there's two divisions of that kind of love. Love for the Father and love of your neighbor. The love of the Father becomes mercy, and that mercy becomes charity towards your neighbor. Without love of the Father, the divine within you, you won't have charity or love for your neighbor. To love God is to accept the order of the world as it is. Light, dark, good, bad, moral, immoral, balance, imbalance, and to know that every situation cannot be avoided. And then on top of that, to know that every situation is perfect. Perfect for what? Perfect for education of the soul. Every perfect situation is perfect and unique to that individual soul, because the soul has 4 stages, the first being the physical, and each situation is going to be different based on the ascension of the soul or which level of the soul that individual person reached. My karma might be less than yours because I've ascended further, and yours might be a little bit harsh because you're a harder nut to crack. But in the end, the understanding that each situation unique to you is education for the growth or the ascension or the resurrection or the evolution, whatever fancy word you want to use for the soul, for it to make its completion. All of this begins and ends with love. The symbol of love is fire. Why? Because fire turns anything it touches into itself. Fire is the most active and most potent of all the elements. Fire transforms everything into itself. And that's what we're all trying to do. We're trying to turn darkness into light. And essentially, it's the divine in us trying to turn things outside of us into itself. It's the same premise. You are twofold. You have the divine spark within you, and sometimes it's not ignited. Once it's ignited, the fire now is within you. And now you're trying to work outside of yourself on someone else so they can also do the unification. And in all, we're all connected. So every human is here trying to convert negation into light. Could use another example of this conversion of love and the high vibration of love. It's as having a room of people that's happy and laughing and somebody else come in there with a bad attitude. There's only 2 things that person can do. Either they attune themselves to the higher vibration of happiness and stay in the room, or they're gonna have to leave. But they can't stay in there because the higher vibration always wins. The same way love is a very high vibration. So like fire, it will convert anything it touches into itself.